huge moment, a huge weekend, and what it is like, I don't even know how to put it all into words, it's so big. Let's go right from the huge and then come back in on it. Age of Aquarius. There's a massive shift in humanity, you know, whether we want to, wherever we think it started, we're in it. And that is a rising of our consciousness. And it's everywhere. We can see more light, but we can see huge amounts more darkness. So we're in a big change. On the basis of that change, we had the Aquarius full moon literally a month ago, and so the energy of Aquarius is in our face, and we're in an Aquarius moon today, before we move into Pisces. So it's pulling back up that whole concept of what is our part in the big collective. But then before we get to that, we have to say, are we ready as a individual, strong, sovereign, healthy, happy, aligned with our purpose, before we add our energy to the collective, to the community? If we're adding energy from a sense of hurt or lack or depleted in any way, then we're actually better not to. We're better to go back into our caves, hang out, do some work on ourselves before we go out to the world. Now, most of us are out in the world in some way already, so it's just a case of showing up when you need to show up. But the primary objective right now is to work on self. And because when we work on self, and remember we've got this whole shift that's taking this year and next year before we're going to be fully in it, so it's not a 5-minute exercise. When we're ready to show up, we'll show up, but the rest of the time we should be working backwards and on it, pulling it back on ourselves. And we'll know when we're ready to go out, because it'll just come from within. It won't take any effort whatsoever. Everything will align, you know, like that whole thing about manifestation. When the right things, right jobs, the right people, etc. are ready, we're ready for them, they just come in. There's no drama. There's no need to chase it. So when we chase that hamster wheel I was talking about, we're going nowhere. We're actually pull it back, focus it back on yourself, and do the healing work on yourself, and then the universe, whatever, serendipity, synchronicity, karma, whatever, it'll come in. So, so that's where we're at. So today is very much about the learning to flip it back on ourselves, and then the full moon that's coming in. So we'll go into Pisces tomorrow, and the full moon will be Monday morning for New Zealand time, and that is about aligning to that spirit, that higher perspective on ourselves. So, but today is very much about, today was very much about being out and understanding our position in a global community or a local community, whatever it looks like. And maybe it brings up, okay, today, right, pull back, quite a bit of work to do it. Full moon, so that's the big picture, and that's what I think's been playing out. Full moon energy of the weekend is always the intensity, and with the eclipse it puts it on steroids. We're all about right now the concept of letting things go. Now, not just letting little things go, like, you know, normally letting go might just mean cleaning off the bench or something like that. This is like change the house around, like rearrange the furniture, get rid of grandma's old china or whatever that that's holding you back from whatever is lightening your load. So this is a big moment of standing in your power of what's important for you, and you and that bigger picture of the universe, as opposed to the other ties that we've got. So to do that, any energy, focus it in on change, and when there's no energy, rest, because we need to dial down the distractions. So just lying, sitting, just doing something really mindless, but not filling our conscious, our brains with you know, I don't even want to say music, but sound. We don't want to fill our eyes with lots of flickering screen time. We don't want to fill our bellies to overflowing so that we can't hear and process everything. We want to just be as light as we can in everything we do today and tomorrow, and that will set us up really nicely for those changes just to naturally come in. So I mean, I can't tell you how huge it is. Well, actually I can. One more thing. Every year we go through the numbers 1 to 9, January to September, and then we hit October, and it's either a 10 or a 1. So we either graduate through September and we hit October in our higher vibration of a 10, or we roll back to a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, October, November, December, basically just as a holding pattern. We just make it to the end of the year and then we do the same again. And I've seen myself, and more than anybody, I've seen myself get stuck in September and just crawl to the end of the year and then just give it another go. But I've also seen seismic shifts in September where October has been like a big leap forward. So this is a moment of leap forward. But it's about being different in a very big way. To get the 9 to 10 is as I say, that seismic shift. Doesn't always have an eclipse to help us. This month it does, so we've got it. On the yoga mat, we do need to do some twists to release the emotional overloads. We do need to do it, but we need to be a little bit slower and stronger. And in fact, I think even we will twist, but we won't do sun salutations. We'll just go slow and steady, giving you plenty of room to land into your body and hear the messages, so that you can just get the sounds of your own truth coming through. Okay. All right, so sounds all right. Come up and we'll give it a go.